There's a common misconception among even seasoned growers that compost and humus are essentially the same. Both are dark, earthy materials. Both improve soil fertility. Both emerge from decayed organic matter. But here's the truth. Compost and humus are fundamentally different in their composition, their biological role, and their long-term impact on soil health. Confusing the two can lead to disappointing results in gardens, farms, and regenerative landscapes. Knowing the difference isn't just academic, it's essential for anyone serious about restoring and maintaining fertile, resilient soil. This guide clarifies the line between compost and humus. It explains how each forms, what it does in the soil, and, most importantly, which one actually builds lasting soil fertility faster and more sustainably. Compost is organic matter in the process of decomposition. It includes everything from half-rotted leaves to aged manure, grass clippings, vegetable scraps, and decayed garden waste. At the compost stage, microbial activity is at its peak. Bacteria, fungi, and actinomycetes break down the raw materials, releasing nutrients in the process. Compost is often described as biologically active. That's a strength. It's full of life, and that life releases nutrients in a form that plants can immediately absorb. When added to poor soil, compost improves structure, introduces microbes, and provides an early nutrient surge. However, compost is still unstable. It continues to decompose after application. Over time, the carbon content is oxidized into carbon dioxide, and the material diminishes. This volatility means compost must be replenished regularly. It boosts fertility quickly, but it doesn't last long in the soil. Its main contribution is in kickstarting biological activity and offering temporary nutrition, not in forming permanent soil structure. Humus, in contrast, is what compost eventually becomes after the microbial frenzy dies down and stabilization takes over. It's the end product of full decomposition. At this stage, the organic molecules have become complex and chemically stable. Humus resists further breakdown and remains in the soil for decades, even centuries. It is usually dark brown or black, crumbly and light. But humus isn't just decomposed matter. It's a compound rich in carbon-based molecules like fulvic acids, humic acids, and humans. These compounds bond with minerals and clay particles in the soil to form what's known as soil aggregates, which directly improve aeration, water retention, and nutrient-holding capacity. Humus has the highest cation exchange capacity, or CC, of any soil component. That means it can attract and hold on to positively charged nutrients like potassium, calcium, and magnesium, making them available to plant roots over time. Humus also acts like a sponge, holding up to 90% of its weight in water. This slow-release behavior and structural benefit is what makes humus essential for lasting fertility. This depends on your definition of building soil. If you're looking for rapid nutrient release, microbial inoculation, and visible improvement within weeks, compost is faster. It feeds both the plants and the organisms living in the soil. It enhances tilth and boosts microbial activity almost immediately. However, if your goal is to create enduring improvements in soil structure, water retention, resilience to drought, and long-term fertility, then humus is the answer. It doesn't work quickly, but what it builds lasts for decades. Compost is short-term fuel. Humus is the foundation. In a healthy system, both work together. Compost feeds the soil microbes that, over time, convert some of that material into humus. But that transformation isn't instant. It takes multiple decomposition cycles, soil contact, and biological integration to form true humus. While you can't make humus overnight, you can manage your soil to encourage its gradual formation. The key is continuous organic input, microbial activity, and minimal disturbance. So to start, you'll want to incorporate compost or green manures directly into the soil. And it's important to avoid excessive tilling, since that actually breaks apart soil aggregates and disrupts the fungal networks responsible for long-term humification. Try using mulch layers made from shredded leaves, grass clippings, or even cover crop residues. These feed the fungi and act as solid carbon sources for stable organic matter formation. Another effective method is in situ composting, which basically means laying organic matter directly on the soil surface and just letting it break down under a layer of mulch. Over time, this approach fosters fungi-dominated decomposition, and honestly, that's way more likely to result in humus than those fast hot composting systems. Introducing forest edge topsoil or humus-rich virgin soil can also be a big help. These materials inoculate your system with microbes and fungi that are already adapted to humification processes. And, just so you know, moisture management is crucial here. Humus forms best under consistently moist, oxygen-rich conditions. Now, many commercial products labeled as humus or humus-rich compost can be pretty misleading. In most cases, they're just partially decomposed compost, often lacking the microbial diversity or stability required for true humus formation. Real humus is actually difficult to manufacture and doesn't behave like regular compost. It doesn't smell as strong, it doesn't heat up, and it doesn't shrink. When evaluating soil inputs, look for well-aged, dark materials that don't change rapidly with time. And, always aim to build soil biology, because humus isn't made in piles, it's made by microbes in living soil. Healthy soil isn't built by compost alone. It's built through the repeated cycling of organic matter, microbial processing, and the patient accumulation of humus. Compost is essential in the early phases of restoration. It energizes the soil food web and improves short-term fertility. But humus is the legacy you're building. It stabilizes nutrients, protects against erosion, and creates a lasting structure that supports plant growth across generations. If you want to heal dead or degraded soil, don't just add compost and walk away. Create a system that feeds the soil year-round, retains moisture, and minimizes disturbance. That's how humus is formed. That's how soil is truly built. At Soil Doctor, we believe soil isn't just dirt, it's a living system with memory, rhythm, and intelligence. If this guide helped clarify the essential difference between compost and humus, don't keep it to yourself. Go ahead and share it with someone trying to grow better, not harder. Hit subscribe to join our mission of restoring soil across gardens, farms, and forgotten landscapes. And hey, remember, compost feeds the present, but humus protects the future. Keep building, keep learning, and keep your soil alive.